Back to our top story now, and the Competition Commission's decision to block NAB's proposed takeover of Axa Asia Pacific. The ACCC's Deputy Chairman, Peter Kell, joins us now live in our Melbourne studio. Thanks for being here.
Good evening, Bridget.
Look, given the Westpac-St George deal, should NAB feel hard done by?
No, the ACCC examines any merger based on the particular facts around the parties involved in that merger. We looked at the market carefully. In this case, we undertook extensive consultation with finance market participants, and we reached the conclusion that there was the potential for a substantial lessening of competition in the market for retail investment platforms. The undertakings offered to us ultimately did not address our competition concerns.
So what were the reasons for rejecting it?
The ACCC rejected the deal back in April. Since then, we've been considering some undertakings offered by NAB and Axa that have attempted to address our concerns. Those undertakings ultimately didn't meet our concerns for a number of reasons. They didn't include in the divestiture package the network of financial planners or the products on the North platform that would effectively give a competitor like IOOF the force to make a difference in the market. The undertakings were actually, at the end of the day, quite complex behavioural undertakings, and therefore there was considerable risk involved. Ultimately, we decided that IOOF didn't offer the sort of competitive constraint that Axa would offer in this market, and that those views were certainly supported by the majority of finance sector participants that we spoke to.
So if NAB had agreed to completely sell off the North business, would they have got the deal through then?
We're looking at what was offered to us in this undertaking, so I wouldn't like to speculate on what else NAB might or might not have included in its offer to divest. The fact of the matter is that in proposing to divest the platform to IOOF, we were still in a position where that left the proposed purchaser without the competitive force to really drive a strong competitive threat to NAB and the other major platform suppliers in this market.
This is the second time the ACCC has rejected this deal. Now, in February, the ACCC said in a statement that a merged NAB Axa deal would be twice as big as its nearest wealth investment competitors, but an AMP Axa deal would be as big as NAB. Given that, was a deal always out of the question?
We were asked to look at two proposals here by the parties involved. Our assessment was that the AMP proposal didn't raise the same competition concerns as the NAB proposal, and that's because AMP do not have the same presence in the retail platform market as NAB and Axa. NAB and Axa are more clearly competitors here, and Axa were emerging as a vigorous and effective competitor. AMP is not in that business in the same way, and therefore didn't raise the same sort of competition risks that we saw with the NAB proposal.
You talked about, we've talked about the fact the deal was on the table twice. Did the ACCC give NAB clear guidelines after the first bid was rejected in what was needed to get this deal through?
I'd like to clarify the process here. The ACCC announced its opposition to the deal in April. Subsequent to that, NAB and Axa came to us with undertakings that were designed to address our concerns. It's not the ACCC's business to write those undertakings. It's not the ACCC's business to spell out in fine detail exactly what may or may not meet our concerns. The parties themselves have to work out what they are prepared to offer. Once we had reached a stage where we believed we could go out to the market and consult on the undertakings, we did so in August. Having done so, we found that there was still a lot of concern, and our analysis suggested that the undertakings were not going to get over the line in terms of meeting our competition problems.
But surely after the first rejection, would the ACCC have given NAB feedback and those reasons why and guidelines if NAB wanted to make a second offer?
Our concerns about the deal have been set out in public documents during the process. We've set out very clearly the particular market that we had concerns with and why we had concerns with that market. We believe that the North platform, Axa's North platform, was offering a new and innovative competitive tension in this market. So there were no surprises around our concern, and we had extensive consultation with all the parties.
Yeah, you've mentioned that. Who did you consult on the decision and what was their feedback?
Well, obviously, we've had extensive communication with the parties involved during the process through which they developed the undertakings. When we went out to market, we spoke to financial planning firms, to funds managers, to research houses in the finance sector. We both received submissions and also proactively contacted participants in the finance markets. And what we found was that the majority still had competition concerns. The majority didn't believe the undertakings, and the move of the North platform to IOOF would ultimately generate the sort of competition that we wanted to see.
Is this decision a clear warning to others that this retail investment area in some ways is a no-go, or that you certainly don't want the big banks getting any bigger?
I can't emphasise strongly enough that the ACCC examines each and every merger on its merits, and we look at the particular market circumstances that are involved. Of course, it's no secret that the ACCC has a strong focus on competition in the finance sector, and we have a strong focus on ensuring that that sector is as competitive as possible. But we look at every merger on its merits, and it's irrespective of who that involves. There's
been commentary that a merged AMP-AXA might create a fifth pillar in banking and hence more competition. Would the ACCC be in favour of that?
We have publicly indicated that we don't have the same competition concerns with the AMP proposal, and we've set out why that is the case. They don't have the same presence in the platform market. But in terms of AMP's decision as to what it wants to do in relation to this matter, that's its call. It's not the ACCC's call.
Peter Kell, we'll leave it there, but thanks very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.